Again, once the panoramic, the Panasonic, the paracetamol decides to vanish, this is definitely your look you'll see me doing again, because purple. Hi guys, I hope you're doing well. My name is Rachie. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute. First things first, I hope you like that. I only decided to braid my hair yesterday, and then it followed up all the way until this morning at 3 AM. Lack of sleep, yeah. So today's look that we're gonna go for is gonna be a purple eyeshadow look that I really want to do. For me, I just like to be simple. I've missed you guys so much. I'm so excited to do the video today. The only reason why I say this is because most of my videos are pre-recorded. I believe it's the same with most people, but more so with me because in the beginning of January I was extremely sick. I couldn't really record any videos, which is why this is my first official video of 2021. So the primer that we're going to be using today, and it's been like an all-time favorite of mine, is the Mercier Pure Canvas Primer, which looks like this if the camera will focus on it. I feel like if you've got a combination of oily and dry skin, this is definitely a primer that I would say to highly recommend. Tried it out a couple of times. I genuinely do believe that if you go in the sun and you get a primer like this, it's gonna help. So a new all-time foundation that I've recently been obsessed with is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Full Coverage Foundation. This is in the color Coffee Bean. Honestly, I really do like this. I think like it can be matte, but if you put a little bit on, it really does go a long way. So I used the page called Foundation, which the influencer called Melichan actually recommended. So what this page does, especially because of the pandemic, the Panasonic, the paracetamol, what it basically does is, if you're a makeup lover like myself, you basically go on the website and you basically write down every shade that you are, and it will then help to identify what your specific shade is. So in this case, the page actually told me that I was Coffee Bean, which I see, but it is a little bit on the darker side, but that's okay. The concealer, the contouring, everything's gonna just blend it all nice. So then today we're going to be using 3 different concealers. The two are the E.l.f Camo Concealer, the 16-hour Camo Concealer, and the E.l.f Hydrating Camo Concealer. So we're going to be using these bad boys. So this is what it looks like. Because the foundation is a little bit on the darker side, I don't want to color correct my face. I don't want to use another concealer. This time around, I'm trying to make things a little more subtle than I would normally, if that makes sense. So using something like this, that's a lot brighter, I think will even out the foundation, even out the look that I'm going for. One thing I will say though about this foundation is that because it's quite matte, you kind of have to work quite quickly in blending everything in. I would normally advise this, like, get another setting spray and just spray your face so things kind of run a little bit more smoother. Once she's done, we are then gonna go using the L'Oreal concealer. Focus it on more the inner corner, right here. It's not like I don't have a cupid's bow, she just isn't visible. Once a sheet is blended, we are then going to go in with the darker concealer. So in this case, I don't really want the contour to be that as visible as I'd like it to be. I think because I really want to go for more of a subtle, soft glam look, I want just the eyes to be the main focus, I want the eyes to be the focal point. So you won't really see me marking my cheekbones as harshly, but you'll just see me, you'll see what I'm doing. So just blend it out. So this is now what we look like after we've blended everything in. So I recently got the E.l.f. Sheer Tin Finishing Powder. I think a lot recently I've been more obsessed about setting my eyes using powder rather than baking powder. I feel like for skin tones like myself, I see a bigger difference in things just looking a lot smoother. Don't get me wrong, I will be using baking powders near the end, but sorry, my hair's there, but I really do see like a smoother overall finish when you use a powder such as this. You're just gonna set that with this. Onto baking, can I say baking? Onto bronzing my face or setting the contour. I'm going to be using the Revolution Glow Splendor Ultra Matte Bronzer. A lot more recently is I will be blending everything in, but especially near my nose. I'm not going to use any more additional product to kind of blend my nose in. Anything that I have left over here, I will just subtly, it's not even a word, I will politely just use that to kind of make a more smoother nose contour. I find that it looks a little bit more pleasing than the way I used to do it, which was like do and then do it. But I feel like doing this part quite subtle, I feel like makes more of a difference. But just making sure that you're focusing the contour not more at the bottom part of your nose, so your nose looks a little bit lifted. Using is the BeautyBay bronzer, and this is in the color Cosmo. This is such a beautiful color. It is such a beautiful color. It's like a hot pink. So again, we're not trying to use as much of it, we're just trying to use as little as possible. But we're going to be using this bad boy. You've seen this a couple of times on my videos, so we're going to be using this. After this part is done, we're now just going to move on to the brows. The brows I will be doing it off camera. I promise you guys I will be doing an eyebrow tutorial, but the way my brows are is just a little bit messy. I will tell you what products I am using though. If you have any like clear translucent powder, this is the chance to just politely add this under the eyes. The things I don't really want to overbake, so I'm not even touching, how can I say it? I'm not even touching my skin, like I'm just placing it on it. So legit, just, you can see how light I'm even touching it, because all I wanted to do is I just wanted to protect what is happening down there. Onto the eyes. What we're then going to be using is the Zoeva eyeshadow primer. Because really and truly we're just only using 2 colors, this process can be as messy as you'd like it to, but again, the main focus for me is to make the purple pop rather than any other colors. Do that. Can you see? So the eyeshadow we're going to be using is the Sample Beauty the Hydrographic palette. The colours on this palette is a bit mad. Look at her. Look at her. Beautiful the colours are, like it's so serious. And today we're literally only going to be using Ursula. So you see how I'm brushing it down. So this is what it looks like. Now, because like we don't really want this, we don't want this. So what I have been doing is actually been using my bronzer, and I've been using that to kind of blend it a little bit more seamlessly. Legit, just place this on here at the top and blend it in. So you can now see things look more seamlessly, like things don't look as harsh as it is looking on here. So what we'll do is we will legit just go over it. Do You see that? Now it looks a little bit more blended in. But because I am extra, I want more purple. So what I will do is that if I see some purple being gone, that's absolutely fine. We're just gonna bring it back. You see, I've got a lot of the purple excess under my eyes, so of course, just get a big brush and just literally just swoop it off. So once that's done, this is for people that are grossed out. I am gonna put black eyeshadow on my waterline because I want my eyes to pop out a little bit more. I think just doing the purple is pretty, but we need the eyes and the eye color to show out a little bit more. So whether you've got really dark brown eyes like myself, or you've got blue, hazel eyes, whatever eyes you do have, I will say either use a black or brown. It's really your preference to kind of bring your eye color out a little bit more. The Artistry palette, and this is the 15S Social Butterfly. We're going to be using hashtag off camera. So once that part is done, we're then going to go back with Ursula. I'm going to put it underneath as well. So this is what she looks like. We're going to focus on the eyes very quickly. So in terms of lips, we're going to be using 3 different ones. So we'll be using the NYX lip pencil, and this is in the color Coca. Then we're also going to be using the MAC lipstick, which is in the color Peach Stock. And then we'll be using BeautyBay lip gloss, and this is in the color Ballet. What I'm doing, so like I'll legit like do this. Don't chat to me. Don't chat to me. So on to the last, second to last. Yeah, let's say second to last. So the second to last bit will be bringing my nose in a little bit more. And in that case, I'll be using my baking powder, my 2 baking powders, the Revolution one and the Laura Mercier one. But I'll do one before, spray, then I'll spray again, and then I'll do it one more time and then spray one last time. That is how, in my case, my face does become dewier. But I do have a personal opinion. Like, I do think that over time or over the hours, makeup looks so much better because it's like sat on your face and doing what it needs to do. Obviously right now she looks good, but she will look better. Does that make sense? Thank you. The sides of my nose. So this is what I've done now. So we are going to spray this. And this is something that I've been doing for a while. In order for my face to be dewy from day dot, what I do is I get a drugstore setting spray, like a hydrating one, and then I get more of an expensive one. So in this case, I'll be using the Revolution Hydrate and Fix, and then I'll just be using my Morphe setting spray. You can use your MAC. I will then be using the Morphe. So what I tend to do is, for me, I tend to wait for the second setting spray to kind of somewhat set. As long as it's set a lot quite here, I will then go over it with the clear translucent powder, and then I'll make sure that this looks again more poof. And then once that is done, I'll spray it one more time. And then what I'll do is just quickly go using my MAC, and I'll just kind of make sure everything looks seamlessly blended in together. I don't want to use as much MAC because I feel like my face is doing what it needed to do. And then we will spray my face one more time, and that is legit it. This right here is the finished look. You see, she looks pretty. I'm obsessed with this. It's probably my favorite look to do this far. I just feel like purple looks so good on all the melanin girls. So guys, please do let me know what you think about it. Please make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I guess I'll see you in the next video.